Welcome to the IlliniGuys Halftime Live. This is Mike Kegley here with Kedrick Prince, and I'll tell you what, this first half, Illinois is trying to deal with teams that are at two things, it seems to me, Ked. One is quicker than them. Two is more aggressive than them. And I think this is going to be a handful from having to deal with teams like this.
Mike, this is disappointing on so many different levels right now. I don't even know where to begin. Not making open shots, that doesn't help. Not being physical enough and being just punched in the mouth and not fighting and competing back. It's just not a good recipe right now. It's frustrating to watch. You can't miss open looks. You can't wide open shots against teams like this and expect to beat them. You can't miss layups against teams like this and expect to beat them. You're not going to. This all has to change here real soon, or this could get ugly. What I'm frustrated with this time is that I'm just watching the team just out-physicalize you. They're literally just punching them in the mouth. You can't go to the basket and expect contact. And we know, and I know it's going to come up in the chats, and I'm trying to avoid it. But they're getting bumped, no and ones, and it's just different. This is very, very frustrating to me, and I'm going to tell you, teams are going to do this to Illinois all season. And as good as these players are skilled-wise, the knock on them is just that mental toughness, and right now you're seeing it.
Yeah, I actually thought a Big Z kind of started to adjust a little bit in that one. He had 3 block shots. What I'm worried about is Stojakovic he is good at getting to the basket. They're just making sure that when he gets to the basket, there's 2 or even a third guy that he has to shoot over the top of. And that is, I don't care how good you are. That reminds me a little bit of the Pistons defense against Jordan back in the 80s. They would just figure, you get him into the lane and then you body him. And then the other thing that UConn is doing, which we all coach our guys to do, is the refs aren't going to call a foul every time down. So you go ahead and you keep hitting because you'll get a few called, but for the most part, they're not going to whistle the other team to shoot 40 free throws. So I think they're playing a physical brand of ball that, like you said, the Euros have to get used to. And I'm going to throw out something that a lot of guys really disagree with me, but I think these type of games are critical right now. I know Illinois wants to win them all, but they got to understand what it's going to take to get better, and they're going to have to be willing to listen. And a game like this that you struggle with hopefully gets you in this month of December, when Illinois plays an average of 1 game a week. This is what they need to correct things. They've got to play teams like this and figure out how to handle them.
I'm going to address this Stojakovic situation. It would be different if he was bad. If you want to know how to correct that, Mike, then you go up and you try to dunk the damn thing. Don't go up and try to lay it up. You go up and you initiate the contact, because if you're going to be a finesse player and lay it up on the rim, that's what's going to happen. That's number one. That's how you address that. Number 2, the ball screen defense is brutal. And for right now, miss me with the Ben Rickhouse great defense, because Mike, I text you one time, he's getting blitzed on the pick and roll game, and so is David. I'll give Brandon Lee credit. That's one good coaching move. That kid is fighting his behind off to get over those screens. He's doing an outstanding job. They look lost on that. They look really, really lost on it. And then Illinois has to figure out which I'm assuming is in the scouting report, who's left-handed and who's not. You can't come across guys like that. If you're going to get beat on the screen, they're going to pull up and shoot it. Let the guy shoot it. What are you contesting? Because kids are flopping, they're kicking their legs out, and you're going to get the foul. If you can't get above the screen, if you're going to go below it, which I would not do against a team like this, which is what Illinois was doing in the beginning, let the guy shoot the ball. Don't put the official in a situation where you think you didn't bump him, and well, hell, everybody in the country can see that you did, especially on TV. So they have to figure out the ball screen. Disappointed they went to a 1-2-2, a 1-3-1 matchup, and it worked. But guess what? They didn't block out.
Exactly.
If you are not going to be good enough to make mistakes, you damn well better be tough enough. And that doesn't mean run people over. That means put your behind on someone and block out and get rebounds. When you're dribbling the basketball, when teams are athletic and quicker than you, know they're going to come from behind. Just know they're going to. I'll say this lastly. Petrovic needs to be in the game. They're at least, like you said it, they're at least going to get wide open looks. Without him, they're not. Illinois needs Kylan Boswell on the court, and I love Keaton Wagler right now, but he would be replaced right now, to me, only because the way the offense works. And if you're not going to replace him, then I will put David on the bench, but he's physical enough to rebound. So that's going to be a tough spot for them. You can't have scoring droughts, and you have to make free throws and layups. Mike, I don't know how many layups they missed, but that's what's disappointing to me. And right now, you're on the national stage. There's nothing else on TV right now. There's nothing else on TV tonight that's worth watching. You have to perform better in this and compete. The uniform things, that stuff's all great. It looks cute. But damn it, you have to compete. Right now, they're not.
Well, and the layups, Illinois is 7 for 15 right now. And you have to do better than that, as you said. And the other thing that gets me is you've just, I hate to say it, but I feel like we're in another year where we're one player short, and you get the donor and you write the money for Morez, and then you've got what we need in a position that's killing us right now. And I just think right now that teams have figured it out. Stojakovic is a uber athlete. So again, the minute he cuts, and he will beat a guy, he's beat several guys here at UConn, which is impressive. I mean, but when he does that, they are going to have the second guy, maybe the third there. And one thing that Stojakovic can improve in his game is look for the open man, because obviously if there are two guys on you, then somebody needs to be open that you've got to be able to figure out how to get the ball to them, or at least how to, get it to a guy who can get the ball there. And I do think you've got to get Petrovic going. I will tell you, Tomislav, I still don't think he's back from that surgery. I don't care what anybody says. He'll be fine, but he's got to get over that. And I will tell you that he got hit one time, and you could just kind of see, how much it bothered him. And I just think it's going to be something that, yeah. And see, one player short, that's hilarious. This is the part I think is funny is, it's like one player short. Yeah. The guy who could do all that. Oh, that's right. That would have been Morez. Yeah. Jesus. Figure it out, dude.
I'm going to tell you this. Let's go look at Tomislav. There was one he's not healthy.
No, he's not healthy.
Don't play him. Don't play him because he's hurting you. There was one time he was 3 feet from the basket. He could have shot it and Brad yelled at him. And to be truthful, I'll challenge anybody to say this to me. It's not just block shot. His brother Zalomir is a better defensive player right now.
Oh yeah.
I mean, without a doubt. Keep him on the floor. He's long enough to rebound, and he is going to block shots, which is an added bonus. And he's capable of shooting threes just like his brother. Tomislav's not healthy. Get him in the gym until he's healthy and leave him on the bench. That's just in a nutshell. I'm sorry. You got to play to win. It's not about feelings anymore. There's a lot of corrections that need to be made to have. But losing games like this, if you're going to lose like you lost against Alabama. You competed. And I love Kylan Boswell. It's like he's on an island by himself right now. He and Petrovic are trying to compete. I do like that part of it. I really, truly do. But the rest of the team needs to do that. That's not a coaching thing. That's just having some heart and going out there competing. That's it, Mike. And then we can do all the X's and O's. The defense, somebody listed here, and Mike, we have the statistics, but UConn is 7 for 13 from 3. I don't know. What is Illinois from 3-point line? And this is another thing. They're wide open. You can't come down the court and miss a wide open three and with no legs, mind you, everything is short, and then give up a three. You have to make open threes. This is supposed to be a good 3-point shooting team. So, and I said going into the game, if Illinois has a chance to win, they have to knock down threes, and they have to be hot from the three, and they're not. And this is why you're seeing what you're seeing right now.
Well, and that's what we've seen for the last 3-4 years, we keep hearing how good of a 3-point shooting team is, and we aren't. Just to give people a real quick statistics blow by. Right now, field goal percentage, UConn is 47, Illinois 38. 3-point, UConn 41, Illinois 31. As we look at that, and then we go free throw percentage, 73 for UConn, 67 for Illinois. And that is a double bad because they've shot 11 and Illinois only shot 3. Illinois is settling for threes that they don't make, unfortunately. Turnovers are closer than I would have thought. Illinois 6, UConn 5. Points off of turnovers, Illinois 4, UConn 6. Total rebounds 21-19 for UConn. UConn had established a bigger gap, and Illinois fought back in that area. Second chance points, Illinois 7, UConn 4. Bench points 7 for UConn, 5 for Illinois. Points in the paint 16 for Illinois, 8 for UConn. Blocks are 3-3. Steals 5 for UConn, 0 for Illinois. And assists 8 for Illinois, 9 for UConn. UConn's had the lead the entire game except for the 18 seconds that it took them to score. And I think ultimately Illinois has to get better shots, and they've got to block out. Merkovich, for all of his lack of jumping ability, he was trying to. He got 6 boards. Boswell is getting in on the boards. Big Z's he played excellent defense in terms of rim protection, but he's got to get more boards for a 7-footer who can go up as high as he can. Again, I don't think Tomislav is healthy. He had a couple. This is a game I think you're going to have to figure out. You're going to have to get out there and get the guys who want to compete.
Mike, here's what I'm going to look at. Your starters. Stojakovic, 1 for 6. Humrickhouse, who didn't start, 1 for 3. Petrovic, now starter, 0 for 3. Merkovic, 3 for 8. Illinois is shooting they're 4 for 13 from 3, 31%. You have to make open threes. You just do. I mean, there's just no other way to put it. They're only out rebounding Illinois by 2, and a lot of those were just from threes and not blocking out on the zone once or twice. You just got to make shots. I mean, let's look at it. I mean, they're shooting 38% from the field, and they're only shooting 47%. And put it in perspective like this real quick. Illinois has 32 points. Here's a team that averages 80-something points a game against the sisters of you-know-who. But if you're going to be good against tougher competition. I'm just upset because they're just getting beat physically. You are the fighting Illini. Damn it, fight, compete.
Yep. Well, that's the frustrating thing is I think some of this stuff defensively, you've got to play better, and you can't be intimidated. So you're playing better athletes than you played in Europe. There is absolutely no doubt. So you've got to, instead of being intimidated, you got to figure out what works and what didn't work. Every basketball player, aside from Michael Jordan and LeBron, have to figure out how they play against guys better than them. And so you're going to have to figure out what you're going to do. And I got to be honest with you, kid. I played a lot of gimmick zones, and we switched defenses all the time because we were a half step slower than most of the teams we played. And to me, this Illinois team, what's shocking to me is how they don't seem to play good help defense.
No.
And you generally, no offense, but generally you see that from, slower guys figure out how to help out, how to jam up an offense and how to anticipate passes. And we're not doing that at all right now. And right now I'm convinced that their players are better than us right now. Just because of the first half. Now they have plenty of opportunities to prove me wrong in the second half, but right now what UConn's doing is they are getting hitting the open shot when Illinois isn't. Ked, we're just about to go back. Give us a couple of keys to the half. And then, folks, we will be back right after the game along with Marcus Griffin, and Brad Sturdy is there at Madison Square Garden, and we'll have him on as well.
Quickly, get your best player, Stojakovic, involved. Get him flowing in the offense. You have to keep Mihailo Petrovic on the court. The offense runs better through him, and I would much rather see Zonomir play than Tomislav. He's not healthy. Put him on the bench.
Yep. Yeah. And again, I don't, and that's not no knock against him. It's just like you said, if you're not healthy, you know, that is what it is. Christopher, thanks for reposting the stream. We really appreciate that. So, folks, things look dark, but I'm sure that Underwood and company are going to try to fire this team up for a second half. They're going to need a big one. So until we meet again, go Illini.